Hi, thanks for joining me with Selfseeds Through the Eyes of the Horse. I'm going to go ahead and take Bugs out for a ride today. Another chestnut. It seems like I'm filming two chestnuts in a row today. And so Bugs and I are going to head out around the cow field. And I'm planning to take him down where the cars go and around and just see how that goes. I haven't ridden him out around the side where the cars and all the total chaos on the other side with the machinery and the cows, so I'm going to be a little bit of a test for him today. And one of the things that I'm always working on with all of the horses is, again, that they're like a longitudinal tube of energy, in that when I close my leg or I engage my core, that the horse stays moving forward through my aids from my seat and my leg, and that there's not a lot of interference. Now, because Bugs has kind of a high set neck, it's a harder work for him that when I close my leg, that all of the energy transfers from my seat and my leg over his withers and through his neck. But at the end of the day, no matter what construction the horse has, it's an ideal way that all the pulley and lever system inside of the horse can work. So whether his neck is a little bit high or that he's a little bit, gets a little behind my leg, the whole goal is to hook up the inside of his body so that he can be functioning anatomically at a high level. Now, what does this also do? For the sports that he's going to go do, he's going to probably be a hunter or a jumper or maybe a low-level event horse. And there is a way, a style they want for that kind of riding. But my interest is to try to teach him how to be able to do that style, but from a really healthy place. Now, just as a little segue, I'm trotting down the road making a fair amount of noise. And look at these cows. They're not running. They're not moving. I love that. You know, there's a really fun part for me in studying all the animals. You could see off to the left the horses in the field. But look how quiet these cows are. There's also a level of conditioning for them to get used to me going around the field. And also, you know, and for the babies, because the babies, you know, these babies now are older, but in the beginning, you know, it was a little exciting for them to have me trotting around the road. So anyway, it's just kind of a fun thing. But anyway, my interest is that when I close my aids to go to get him more quote unquote on the bit, is that he does it from a really comfortable place. So right now, he's a bit excited. He's being very well behaved. There's no spinning, bolting, rearing, bucking. He just has his neck up and he's excited. Now, Bugs loves to be ridden. There is never a lack of enthusiasm for having an adventure on this horse. And that is a really, really cool part. He's the kind of horse, I think when I was 10, I would have loved to have had a horse like this that I could have ridden all day. I could have ridden in the schooling shows or the local play days and done every event. So he's just cool that way. Now, as I'm going along, what I like is that in the year that I've been riding him, he's stronger, he's straighter, and he's more consistently going to the connection. Now, every horse has a style that they go to when they're a little bit wound up. And so what I appreciate, oh, did you notice all the sprinkler system going on the left? So they're irrigating this field on the left. So every day I come out, I never really know what I'm going to find, but it's such a great opportunity for cross training. So now I'm coming up on one of the guys that is irrigating. Now the fun part is I get to know like this whole community of farmers and the people that work in the fields and the ones that irrigate, and a lot of them actually have horses. So they love seeing the horses out and about, and I get to practice a little bit of my Spanish. And it's just kind of a fun thing. It reminds me a lot. Look, it's nice waving. It's nice. It's like when I'm in India and I'm walking that I get to know the community and the people that are really living there. And I love that part of being out here riding around the fields is I get to know a little more of the community. Only, of course, on the horses. Anyway, so one of the things that I'm appreciating about the how the horses are developing, when I get greenies in, like I'm with Squid and Claire and Juan, I'm riding greener horses. So it makes me respect more the progress being made on Lincoln and Bugs, so that, sometimes when you're looking at the big picture and you're every day you're working towards a goal, you don't always stop and really think about the changes that have happened. So it's always good when I get new horses and it kind of gives me a fresh perspective on the group that I'm already riding. And usually that's a good thing. Oh, we got another obstacle coming up. You could see off in the distance there's a truck coming. So this will be nice to practice. He's very, very good about traffic, but still, it's a big truck coming. I wonder if they're going to slow down. Yep, they're slowing down, so that's really awesome. Again, the ones that have horses know a lot of the people working out here in the fields, they know about livestock. Look, it's sweet, the waving. But it's really cool because they're looking out for me. They're noticing what's happening. They're not just driving by and who cares. So I love that. And again, it's just each one of us respecting one another. So as I'm going along, he's really being enthusiastic. He's being great. Again, you can see on the side, just a little bit high-headed, but he's built that way. And I'm okay with that in this situation. He's not on the forehand. He's not rushing. He's allowing me to ride him up to my hand. And so I'm working on decontracting. His signature is to tighten on the left side and put his body a little right. Actually, he's not doing that, which is sort of lovely. Even right now, we're going to head down the road. Even right now when he's under full, wow, we're out doing something, and now we're on a section that I haven't been trotting him on. But he's really good with traffic, so I'm not worried about that. And as we trot along here, so working on decontracting the areas that have unnecessary tension, and then adding energy in the other places that need energy. Now, one of the things about riding in the desert that's always a little bit exciting is when there's winds, plastic things blow onto the fence. And then you have like all these obstacles of plastic blowing and sticking out on the fence. So it's probably a good thing then when he goes to horse shows and there's flags or banners or things like that. Again, a lot of life experience. Again, not to mention, this section, they keep it pretty clean, so I don't have the couches and the tires and the piles of trash. It's so tragic. When I ride farther out, where this, like I said, this family kind of keeps all this organized, but I know sometimes there's places I ride and, man, there's a lot of stuff dumped out on the roads. Kind of disappointing, but that's the way it is sometimes with life. Well, look at this. He's being just awesome. Now I'm going to get ready. He's doing the road section. Now, Squid and Claire, they're not really up for this yet, but we'll get there. There's 2 cars passing. And now I'm going to go ahead and make a turn up here through the bank. Now, this next section is a little bit the tricky section because even though I don't have cars passing me, and again, for him, he's fine with that. There's stuff. And we get to do massive stuff training. So, like this, there used to be kind of this giant pile of rotting organic oranges. It kind of smells funny. So all these things are training obstacles. I think they do some kind of organic farming, or they use refuse from the fields or the orchards that you see them grading it into the ground. Some of it they feed the cows. So that's kind of cool. Now this actually blew over in a windstorm. It's amazing. Sometimes the winds out here in the desert are just crazy. So that literally got tipped over in a windstorm. Now this section off to the right there were big piles of dates. So again, a different smell. And again, these are all things, some horses are sensitive to that. Some horses they're totally fine with. So as we're trotting along here now, I'm coming up to something that he hasn't dealt with yet. There's a stack of hay. You can see it off in the distance. I do kind of notice things, so I am prepared. Now, when I get prepared, though, I don't get tense. I just get to a place where the horse, checking, is the horse on my aids? Is it moving positively? Are we having a conversation? Is the horse available? So if something gets crazy, they're still listening. And for me, it's interesting to not have to shorten the rein or do anything, to just keep riding. So this stack of hay is brand new. And then what Bugs doesn't know is there's 3 cows at the end of it on the right side. So I'm going to let him walk. I could trot through here probably, but I'm going to let him walk. And then here come the cows, so we'll see what happens there. Whoops. He wasn't expecting that. But he's good about cows. He had cows and deer and other horses and things while I was in Colorado. So I know that he gets a big check mark by the cows. But still, that's surprising. He's looking at the new stack of hay. We're in this kind of tunnel. And then I'm like, okay, here are cows. So again, this is all such awesome, awesome training opportunities. Now, this section is kind of an easy section. There isn't anything too scary. So I'm going to work a little more towards what I would want him to do if I was showing him, with his neck a little lower, asking and inviting him to come onto the contact, and to take a really look at how he's sitting in my hand and accepting the left and the right side. So the more that I put the horse on the bit, like I don't ever ride the horses upside down, but if he's a little high, he can still be round but in a higher way. So now that I'm asking his neck to come down a little bit, I really have to also check everything. Is it comfortable for him? Can he go to my hand? Is he decontracted on the left and the right side of his mouth? Is he accepting my leg aids so that I can straighten him? The more the horse is on the bit, I feel like as a rider, I have more and more responsibility to not only look at my timing and my feel, but of course, examining how the horse is accepting all of this. So as we're trotting along here, now we're going to come up to, it's really funny in this corner, there's a really weird stack of junk. There's a couch and a step and all this stuff, and it's interesting because all the horses kind of get a little bit frightened by it. So in this case, it's just looking at it. I don't know. This is where it'd be interesting to understand more of what the horses see. So in this case, he's not bothered by the truck at all. It's that stack of stuff. And so then but again, the good news is, while he's looking, did he whirl? No. Did he bolt off? No. Did he throw his head up? No. Did he run backwards? No. So again, he's well within the margin of a safe, rideable horse. But I don't care how well trained the horse is. You still, as a rider, have to learn how to ride. It's a very long process to look at how to have the right timing, the right feel, understand the use of the aids, understand how the horse is receiving the aids. This is the endless journey, whether you're riding or you're training, but it's an awesome part of the journey.